Mstari nyuma, geuka. Mstari Salam ya Rais. Heshima tu. Tulia. Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri wa Uganda na Amiri Jeshi Mkuu, bonde rasmi la kuapisha iliyoandaliwa na Jeshi la Ulinzi ya Wananchi wa Uganda iko tayari kwa ukaguzi wako, Mheshimiwa Rais.
His Excellency the President is now proceeding to inspect the parade for the first time as the newly inaugurated President of the Republic of Uganda. Excellencies, the presidential standard flag was earlier lowered, but it has now been hoisted, marking the beginning of the presidential term 2026-2031.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very big round of applause to Her Excellency, the Vice President, Honorable Jessica Alupo, for managing very well that segment of the program. We earlier on saw the President take the oath of allegiance, the oath of the President, and then receive the instruments of power of the Republic of Uganda. He also received the instruments of national defense from the Chief of Defense Forces and Senior Presidential Advisor, Special Operations General Muhawe, and those included the shield and the scimitar or the general's sword, and they were well received, and we now have the President fully in charge as willed by the majority of the people of Uganda on 15th January 2026. His Excellency the President is inspecting the parade, which is now in the Alpha and Omega formation for the first time as President in the new term 2026-2031. His Excellency the President and Commander-in-Chief is accompanied by the Chief of Defense Forces and Senior Presidential Advisor for Special Operations, General Muhawe, and the Parade Commander, Brigadier General John Bosco Asinguza. Once the President and Commander-in-Chief has concluded inspecting the parade, we will have the parade march past in slow and quick time, and also an arms display of elected UPDF arms. They will join in after the parade has marched past in a quick time. And the UPDF arms expected to join the parade are the UPDF paratroopers under the Special Forces Command, the Artillery Division, the Motorized Infantry Division, some of our anti-aircraft systems, and finally by some platforms of the Uganda People's Defense Air Force. The newly sworn-in President of the Republic of Uganda for the new term 2026-2031 is still inspecting the parade. The UPDF arms that will join the parade later on are the paratroopers, the artillery division, the motorized infantry division, anti-aircraft systems, and the Uganda People's Defense Forces. The Uganda People's Defense Forces will have, the Uganda People's Defense Air Forces will have the Cobra formation, composed of helicopters, the Sparrow formation, the Eagle formation, the Puma formation, and the Tiger formation. His Excellency the President and Commander-in-Chief, accompanied by the Chief of Defense Forces and Senior Presidential Advisor for Special Operations, is just about to conclude the noble duty of inspecting the parade as Commander-in-Chief for the first time in the new administration that will run from this day, May 12, 2026 to May 12, 2031.
Mheshimiwa Rais, huo ndio mwisho wa ukaguzi wa gwaride ya kuapisha, na wao wamekuendelea na gwaride. Mheshimiwa Rais,
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency the President-elect, now sworn-in President of the Republic of Uganda and Commander-in-Chief of the UPDF, has finished inspecting the parade. He will shortly be ushered into his position, and then we will have the parade march in slow and quick time, followed by arms display elements that will also participate in the parade, and thereafter the parade will march in review order. Earlier on, we witnessed the noble and constitutional duty performed by the chairperson of the Electoral Commission and the Chief Justice of the Republic of Uganda. We also thank Her Excellency the Vice President for managing that part of the program very well. His Excellency the President is resuming his position, the very, very important persons tent, and thereafter the parade commander will take over and conduct the parade in slow and quick time. Parade Commander, Brigadier General John Bosco Senguza, has invited the brass band composed of the UPDF, the Uganda Police, and the Uganda Prison Service to assume their position as the parade prepares for the march past in slow and quick time.
Napita mbele kwa heshima, kwa mwendo wa pole na mwendo wa haraka. Kikundi cha kwanza chuongoza kwa ujumla, chapeni miguu.
Excellencies and distinguished guests, the color party is right in front of the dais, and we salute the color party. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, the parade is now in slow march. Enjoy the parade. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, the parade has switched to quick march. And at the end of the quick march, we will have UPDF arms that I earlier pointed out joining the parade. The paratroopers under the Special Forces Command, the Artillery Division, the Motorized Infantry Division, some of our anti-aircraft systems, and air platforms of the Uganda People's Defense Air Force. A very colorful parade on a very auspicious occasion, and the weather is beautiful indeed. Just what we would have wished for. The color party is right here with us in quick march. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, like I had earlier alerted you, the parade is now being joined by UPDF arms. We will have the paratroopers land on these grounds anytime from now. But in the meantime, the arms display is led by the UPDF Artillery Division. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, what you are seeing now in front of you is some of the UPDF arms that have joined the parade at this point, led by the UPDF Artillery Division. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, the story of the UPDF has been told for a long time, but every time the story is as fascinating to listen to as the first time. The UPDF traces its humble beginnings to the National Resistance Army, a small guerrilla force that launched a protracted people's struggle in February 1981 under the indefatigable leadership and visionary leader of the resistance, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. This was a small and tiny group of fighters, 42 in number, 27 armed, which attacked Kabamba on February 6, 1981. In 1986, the NRA became the National Army, and upon the adoption of the 1995 Constitution, was renamed the Uganda People's Defense Forces. The NRA, now UPDF, has transformed over the years, and these are some of the very modern equipment in the possession of the Uganda People's Defense Forces that has ensured we keep the peace and security in our country and contribute to regional peace and stabilization operations. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, in front of you are still elements of the UPDF Artillery Division. Today, the UPDF is a very robust and modern, powerful military force that has achieved many things over the years. The peace and security, which I just talked about, anchored on key modernization and professionalization themes such as equipped and trained for combat and peace support operations. And indeed, what you see here are some of those arms that define the UPDF as a modern, experienced combat force that is ready to do its job. The Field Artillery Division is commanded by Major General Daniel Kakono. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, right now in front of you are elements of the motorized infantry division of the Uganda People's Defense Forces. These are armored fighting vehicles, very important force multipliers on the battlefield that work closely with infantry troops to achieve our military objectives. These are elements of the Motorized Infantry Division. The UPDF is equipped and trained for combat, and we are ready for any assignment as guided by the President and the Commander-in-Chief. The UPDF has also greatly enhanced its rapid deployment capability and our ability to sustain the tempo of operations in any environment. As you can see, the different arms of the UPDF imply the UPDF's well-attained capability to conduct joint combined operations, enhancing our interoperability between the different services and arms, and ensuring we keep at pace with modern technology systems. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, these are still elements of the UPDF Motorized Infantry Division. As a modern, well-constituted and organized People's Army, the UPDF is made up of 4 services. We have the Land Forces, the Air Forces, the Special Forces Command, and the Reserve Force. The UPDF Artillery Division and the Motorized Infantry Division are ground-based force multipliers that support the infantry to decisively achieve their military objective. The Uganda People's Defense Forces are well trained, well equipped, and there is no task that is too difficult for the UPDF to achieve. Indeed, as a reminder, and especially as information for some of our visitors today, the NRA, now Uganda People's Defense Forces, since the 1995 Constitution, has decisively defeated close to 30 insurgent groups that sought to destabilize the hard-won peace and stability in our country. We are aware that our immediate post-independence history was nothing but volatile, a period of great instability that was characterized by military dictatorships and governments of the day that had no respect for human rights, that instituted state-inspired violence against defenseless citizens. And as the Motorized Infantry Division concluded their march past, we are now joined, Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, by some of the UPDF anti-aircraft systems that have now also joined the parade. What you are seeing before you are some of the UPDF anti-aircraft systems. They supplement the efforts of the Uganda People's Defense Air Force to keep Uganda's airspace safe and secure, and to engage from the ground hostile objects in the air within the territory of the Republic of Uganda. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, the functions of the Defense Forces include the preservation, and defense of our sovereignty and territorial integrity of this country. And as you can see, we are well equipped to undertake that function. We also cooperate with and support the civilian authority in national emergencies and other disasters. And most importantly, we promote and foster strong harmony, understanding between the defense forces and the wananchi. Your Excellencies, before you are still some of the systems of the Uganda People's Defense Forces and aircraft capabilities. They are part of this parade. Any moment now, we will also witness the dropping of paratroopers on these very grounds. The other arm of the UPDF, the Uganda People's Defense Air Force, will also join the parade any moment from now, approaching these parade grounds from the eastern direction. From its early beginnings and its inception, the UPDF has been built on a strong foundation of discipline, ethics, and accountability. We respect the rule of law, we respect human rights, and we adhere to our military code of conduct. And those who fail to keep pace with the laws of Uganda and those of the military, we have our justice systems that ensure we remain a disciplined and accountable force. And perhaps our strongest and most important force multiplier is our strong civil military cooperation. The UPDF is because of the strong support we get from the wananchi, but also quite significant has been the consistent and visionary support and the guidance of His Excellency the President and the Commander-in-Chief, General Museveni, that has turned us into what we are. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests here, our paratroopers are already airborne. Our paratroopers are already airborne, and they will be landing on these very grounds. In 1986, and even in the 1990s, the UPDF did not have any special forces, let alone paratroopers to talk about.
This one's up with you, obstructing the people there so they can come down.
And in this respect, I want to salute the Chief of Defense Forces and Senior Presidential Advisor, General Muhawe, who was for a long time the commander of the Special Forces Command and who oversaw the development and improved capability of Uganda's Special Forces and the paratroopers whom we are about to see land on these very, very special ceremonial grounds here at Kololo. Our paratroopers are already airborne. Those who have and still possess good sight have probably already seen some, and they are descending here in a very controlled and orderly fashion. These are your own sons and daughters. Paratroopers a very important element of the Special Forces Command. Mwena abatulaba, Abannayuganda abali wano n'abagenyi baffe abakulu, yonna gye muli, tuli ku mukolo wano e Kololo Ceremonial Grounds, mukolo mukulu, mukolo munene ogubadde gw'okulayiza omukulembeze w'eggwanga ayalondebwa n'Abannayuganda mu ngeri nnene nnyo ng'ayina 71.65% ey'obululu bwonna. Paredi yaffe eyeggatiddwako n'ebimu ebibinja ebikulu ebya UPDF okubadde Artillery Division edduumirwa Major General Daniel Kakono, the Motorized Infantry Division edduumirwa Major General Charles Byanyima, UPDF and Aircraft Systems ezidduumirwa Brigadier General Kasaule, aba paratroopers, aba UPDF abadduumirwa Special Forces Command, Commander wa Special Forces gyali wano Major General David Mugisha ng'ayambibwako mumyuka we Brigadier General Asaf Nyakikuru ne Parade Commander aduumira ekibinja ekisooka kya Special Forces Group Brigadier General John Bosco Singuza era nga ye Parade Commander olunaku olwaleero. UPDF ezimbye obukugu n'obumalirivu nti tusobola okukuuma eggwanga lyaffe bulungi. So waliwo omu paratrooper alandinze wano munamagye owa UPDF atuuse avudde mu bbanga. Buno bwe bukugu bwe tugamba obwa UPDF bwerina, era nga ebibinja bino byonna ebya UPDF bikolaganira wamu okulaba nti tukuuma eddembe mu ggwanga lyaffe ne mu operation zonna ze tubeeramu mu mirirwana gyaffe okulaba nti tulina eddembe mu nsi yaffe n'abalirwana baffe. UPDF twagala si ggwanga lyokka naye tulina n'obuvunaanyizibwa bw'okulaba nti tukolera wamu nga Africa okukuuma eddembe n'okulaakulanya kontinenti yaffe eya Africa. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, we've seen some of our paratrooper commandos who are landing. They descended from very high in the skies and they have joined the parade, and they were indeed part of the parade. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, some of the air platforms of the Uganda People's Defense Air Force that I talked about earlier are inbound. They are approaching these parade grounds from the eastern direction. They are approaching these grounds from the eastern direction. Cobra formation. The Cobra formation is composed of one Mi-17 helicopter piloted by Colonel Hassan Waiswa, and he is the pilot in command. It is in the front and it is carrying the national flag. We have another Mi-17 helicopter in the rear, and we have two escort attack helicopters, one Mi-24 helicopter gunship on the right and one Mi-28 helicopter gunship on the left. They are also part of the parade. And the pilot in command, Colonel Hassan Waiswa, has a message for His Excellency the President. That was Colonel Hassan Waiswa. He has congratulated His Excellency the President for assuming the highest office in the land. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the different arms on display of the Uganda People's Defense Forces indicate our acquired capabilities to engage in joint combined operations. These elements work together to achieve one military objective. Here we have the helicopters in Cobra formation. Here they are, and they are part of the parade activities. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, the Cobra formation is followed by the Sparrow formation. The Uganda People's Defense Air Force has different types of aircrafts for different tasks, for different assignments, and all of them work together same mission. Aircraft. We have combat aircrafts of all types. We have surveillance aircrafts of all types. And we have aircrafts for different combat roles. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, approaching the parade grounds is the Sparrow formation of the Uganda People's Defense Air Force. And they are part of the parade. The parade is still ongoing with the participation of these select UPDF arms. And right now what we are watching before us is the Uganda People's Defense Air Force platforms. The Sparrow formation is followed by the Eagle formation. All these aircrafts, ladies and gentlemen, are piloted by Ugandan pilots, well trained, they know their job, wherever you are, you should be very proud of what your sons and daughters have been able to achieve. For instance, the pilot in command is Colonel Hassan Waiswa, a senior pilot. We have other pilots in helicopters we earlier saw, and flying overhead are the Eagle Formation, also of the Uganda People's Defense Air Force. Your Excellencies and distinguished guests, next on display from the Uganda People's Defense Air Force is the Puma Formation. The Puma Formation is inbound here on the parade grounds. Puma 1, piloted by Captain Nathan Mwebaza, the pilot in command. Puma 2, piloted by Captain Ronald Baluku, the pilot in command. Puma 3, piloted by Captain Ronald Bogere, pilot in command. And Puma 4, piloted by Captain Stephen Bainomujisa, the pilot in command. And here they are. Puma Formation. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we will have one of the Puma 4 aircraft coming back here on the parade grounds to conduct some maneuvers. And as I will remind you, the Uganda People's Defense Forces is composed of 4 services: the Land Forces, the Air Forces, the Special Forces, and the Reserve Force. All the 4 different services of the Uganda People's Defense Forces have been on display this afternoon. Puma 4 is here, one of our elite pilots. Puma 4, piloted by Captain Stephen Bainomujisa. Puma 4 is coming for one more round. And Puma 4 will be followed by the Tiger Sukhoi. And it is also inbound on this very significant and special ceremonial grounds. It is here and will be joining the parade any moment from now. Puma 4 is coming to exit and will be followed by the Tiger Sukhoi. Puma 4 is now exiting the parade grounds. Quite impressive indeed. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we will now have the last presentation from the Uganda People's Defense Air Force, the Tiger Sukhoi, and here it is on the parade grounds. The Tiger Sukhoi has joined the parade ground and is piloted by Lieutenant Emmanuel Sajabi, the pilot in command, and he is co-pilot is Lieutenant Sam Kwasiwe. Lieutenant Emmanuel Sajabi and Lieutenant Sam Kwasiwe in charge of the Tiger Sukhoi. Sukhoi Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this marks the end of the parade. We thank His Excellency, the President of the Democratic Republic of Congo, who joined us on this very special occasion.